Welcome to That Seasonaire podcast. I'm your host Gina. Stick with me as I chat to Seasonaires, expats and adventurers across the world sharing their inspiring stories and interesting insights into living and working abroad. Welcome to this week's episode where I catch up with former guest. It's episode 3's Maria Kuzma.
And it was like pretty disturbing, probably the most disturbing thing that's ever happened to me, because I was like, I'm going to die now and this is not peaceful. This is like chaotic, you know?
Yeah. Tune in to hear what Maria's been up to since we first heard from her back in April 2021, including her most recent YouTube series, Let Go. And stick with us right to the end of the show as Maria recounts her terrifying near-death experience in an avalanche last year. This podcast is supported by Dope Snow. Join the crew in Absolute Park on March 9th and 10th for a weekend of coaching clinics and expert advice. Check out the show notes below for links to their full events calendar of rail jams, coaching clinics and festivals. Here's the show. Maria Kuzma, welcome back to the show. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am all right, mate. It's good to have you back. And you are the first person that is a repeat offender on the podcast.
What an honor. What? That's cool.
It is cool.
That's
actually
really cool. I was like, I've been packing all morning, going to Japan tomorrow.
Cool.
And my list of things to do is really long. So I was very looking forward to this procrastination session from getting shit done. I'm like, yes.
And yeah, I want to know what you've been up to. So you came on the show. It was during COVID. It was episode 3 that was released.
Oh.
So it's way back then.
Whoa. How many episodes have you done now?
We're on episode 31 has just been released.
Oh my God. I remember when you said you would be stoked if you got 12 episodes done.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Good work.
I did it. Not bad, eh? But yeah, you were on episode 3. And at the time, you were doing all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think you were still maybe competing or had planned to compete.
Maybe, yeah.
You had certainly been on the Free Ride World Tour. You had been sponsored. You were sponsored and still are sponsored by Thule.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got a few other sponsors. You are an environmental architect. And
I'll take it.
And you were working with New Cycle.
Yes,
on some projects.
New Cycle is a company that me and some other buddies from Finland established under the parent company Nusa Santara.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Building and developing waste to value materials and systems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So on that episode, we heard all about sort of how that started and how you got into that. So yeah, what has developed since then?
Okay. So when I last was here, we were in the midst of starting to film Surreal Snow.
That's right,
yes, that was something that, and that went great.
Yeah, so for anyone listening, Surreal Snowboarding is a all-female snowboard movie.
It is, and that was really great. That's all done and dusted now,
Mm-hmm.
and now in regards to snowboarding, from the experience I learned filming that, I was like, if I was going to have any kind of choice over my next kind of snowboard project, it would literally be me calling the shots of like a show or some visuals that people can learn about the ins and outs of being in the mountains, snowboarding. So I'm working on a series right now called Let Go, and I'm venturing out into the YouTube scene, which is... I'm trying to let go of the cringe of that. But it's also awesome because, you know, I get to do what I love, which is going out and snowboarding. And then I really love editing too. So over the last summer, we embarked Recycle Build because, so I have like many facets of myself that I'm constantly working on. And one of them is the snowboarding. And then the other one is my work with New Cycle, the company, Finnish-based company. And then the third thing is Recycle Build Brazil.
That's right, yeah. So Recycle Build, we went into that in great detail on the episode. Yes.
Yeah, so we're ending the logistics and organization phase of global funding campaign for the project. So over the summer, I shot and produced a 7-part series to tell the story of Recycle Build and why it's so important. And basically, it's a visual asset series based around raising funding for the project, and it will be aired on Tule's YouTube channel.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it's like that was a really cool summer for me because I was very busy. I was going through a heavy recovery process because I ended last season with an accident, which we will talk about soon, I'm sure. And so, yeah, it's like the first episode is about the project that spearheaded the Recycle Build project, which is the Waterfalls project. Pedro Oliver, kayaker, extreme kayaker, he got the world record for the highest waterfall jump on a kayak. And he's been basically working towards projects that research and develop people's awareness around rivers and the urban impact of rivers.
Okay.
So the first episode is about that. Second episode is about how we arrived at our project as an offshoot from the Waterfalls project, which is basically how do we reconnect the society to river? Let's build a school in existing school compounds, like new school wings that in a way is the catalyst to reconnect the society and the school back to the rivers. And then the third episode is about our bamboo team because we'll be using bamboo. I interview my bamboo architect, Helena Rouette, and we go through a building that she built. We talk in a bamboo harvesting forest, and then she takes us to a construction site so a building and the construction site of another bamboo building. Fourth episode is about our walls team. They're called Mosa Bajo, a women's collective that builds walls, basically, for building, out of a few specific techniques. They're just so beautiful, the walls that they do. And they also do the finishings of the wall, which is this Tadillac technique. It's so beautiful, all sustainable, locally sourced materials. That was a cool one to film. The fifth episode is with our wastewater garden team. I show some of their systems in following episodes, but I was like, hey, how do I tell the story about you guys? And he was like, I've got the perfect project. We did these like public installations on the fringe of the favelas in Sao Paulo City, where they approached this council and they were like, there's a lot of flooding in the cities, and all of that flood, mismanaged stormwater flows trash into the rivers. So they proposed to take out these like kind of, we call them terrain vague, concrete areas of the cities to create a network of wastewater gardens so that the wastewater has a chance to kind of flood, and then the trash and then just to stop filming that was cool because I got to like walk around those areas, and it was very interesting to learn about that and the impact that they have. Our wastewater gardens team are amazing. Sixth episode is Apesa, who is our NGO, so it's all about them. They're helping us write the programs of the school, and they're helping us with the money flow and all the paperwork and the red tape around that, which, I don't know how to do, and it's just me and Pedro in this project, so we need a big team. And they're an award-winning NGO's non-governmental organization that is non-profit, and they have 20 years experience building like capacity building social projects, which is cool. And then the last episode is about Bio2 Floresta. So this vegan superfood company that's always kind of supported our cause, they have a reforestation project where they pretty much like buy offsets. They offset the impact of their company by reforesting degraded rainforest.
Oh, okay.
And they have lots of land where other companies can do the same.
Wow.
And we've been working there for like 5 years now, so it was interesting to show a place that was like you would originally walk through there and it would look like a desert, and then they would reforest it, and there's like new springs and streams popping up.
No way.
And it's like, dude, it doesn't just like when you reforest somewhere, it doesn't just bring the birds and the re-establish humidity levels and insects and all of that. It actually like you create springs.
Wow.
It brings the water out of the earth. So that's what amazing. I was doing over the summer. Also, I am finished residence now.
Yeah.
I'm immigrating there on an entrepreneurship visa.
Cool.
And starting up a company. So all the New Cycle stuff will be done through Finland, and we have lots of projects that are coming up that are so exciting. So exciting.
Yeah.
It's just like, and with working with people that are so aligned, wanting to save the rivers with biosystems and just more aware people. It's a great year.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Loads going on.
Yes.
So with this series that you filmed, so this was all going back to the original project in Brazil that you were talking about on episode 3.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this is all kind of ongoing.
Yes.
And is it finished now, or is it still ongoing?
I believe it's going to be like a 10-year project, because we have 4 to 5 different schools that are bidding to have our new school wing as part of their program.
Wow.
And they're on their site, and we don't want to say no to any of them.
Yeah.
So obviously we need to get this first one built, but our goal is to implement them in as many schools as possible. So
wow,
I just think I'm just going to be forever working on this project, like gratefully. You know?
Yeah. So this series is going to be out on Tule's website, because they are kind of
YouTube
involved in it.
Yes, they are one of our main supporters of the project under their Pathos projects kind of arm of their company, which is supporting social or capacity building.
Excellent. So that's what you got going on at the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, back in Meyerhofen for the season.
Yes.
How's it been going so far?
It's been going really good. Just, I think in the last month now, or let's say 3 weeks, I've been able to ride with no pain in my leg, which is like, I'm so blessed.
Yeah,
and I'm so grateful for that, because I knew it would get better, but when I first got here, I was like, "Ooh, yep, it's still there. Like it felt so much greater." But yeah, I'm so blessed. And then I'm going to Japan tomorrow, so it's like, how can life get any better? Yay!
So yeah, we should probably go into what actually happened, because this is. I mean, I love to hear about your projects. They're all fantastic, of course. You're doing more than most of us for the environment. So it's always good to hear about those. However, we do need to talk about
the elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room, the avalanche.
Yes.
So last year you were involved in a pretty big avalanche.
Yes.
And so tell us all about what happened. Run us through the situation.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're talking about this, because a lot of people don't talk to me about this. I think they just don't want to step on any toes, but I do believe it's very important.
Yeah, the thing is, like, when I messaged you about it, I was very wary that it could be quite a tough thing to talk about, and I would imagine that's why people kind of hold back a little bit. But like
triggering.
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, it was a traumatic ordeal that you went through. It was a big ordeal. So
it was, and I mean, we have to be real. Last year was like super weird with the storm cycles that Europe was getting. There were many persistent weak layers all through the season. Well, at least all through the beginning of the season. I don't really know much about the end, because I didn't care, because I was lying in bed, not in Austria.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and I wasn't filming or anything. I was out with a couple buddies, and we were actually supposed to travel the following day, and it was such a high AVI danger. It was like 4, and they were like, "Let's just check the snow and just ride in the resort."
So it was a level 4 avalanche warning.
Yeah,
but you weren't going anywhere that you felt to be.
Hell no. But you don't anyway. Yeah. When it's that. I mean, most days I don't even go up.
Yeah.
On a level 4.
Yeah.
Unless like maybe we can do baby tour, or you know, when there's that much snow, you can like, we can actually just ride the lifts and be on the groomers and like go in and off the groomers, and it's super fun.
Yeah.
No pressure to go anywhere because it's level 4. And that's what we were going to do, and it was supposed to be a really quick like resort scope. And it was, like I said, it was like right on the edge of the resort, inbounds, right on the edge of being inbounds, and there's this little run that connects like a cat track to the resort. So we just like dipped in there, and I remember I was on the cat track. You know, you can literally just see the piste, and I remember looking over kind of like quite far away at the end of the ridge, a little bit above me, and I remember seeing like this avalanche go off.
Oh, really?
Really far away from me. Yeah. And I remember thinking, whoa, that looks big. I'm glad I'm not anywhere near there.
Yeah.
And then just as I thought that, I was like hit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just like didn't see it coming, completely just like hit by a bus.
Wow.
Like, and there was no viz that day either. That's
Oh,
why we
God.
were just being so cruisy and chill, you know?
Yeah.
So there was no viz. It was like very, yeah, and it took me like 100 meters, maybe over 100 meters. I'm not sure. Through trees, over a cliff and into a gully. And I knew where it was taking me. And I was like, that's not good. But anyway, as it hit me like a bus, it was like complete chaos. Like there's nothing I could have done. It was just from zero to chaos. Trees all around me, getting like dragged through trees, having no idea where I was. And it was like pretty disturbing, probably the most disturbing thing that's ever happened to me, because I was like, I'm going to die now. And this is not peaceful. This is like chaotic, you know?
Yeah. Oh my God.
I know.
It's horrendous.
It is horrendous.
Really.
And yeah, you know.
What are your thoughts in that moment? Obviously, you feel
I just was like, okay, I'm going to die. This is how I die. And for me, processing all of that, like I meditate a lot. I have a really cool, strong support crew in the realms of that field. So I kind of integrated that experience well, I believe. But the one thing that was difficult for me was knowing that on that same day there were many other avalanches that happened where many other people were not as lucky as me. And that was the biggest thing for me to deal with.
Going back a minute, how did you get out of this situation? Because we've got obviously the avalanche has hit you, you're going down, you're feeling that this is it.
Yeah.
Then what happens?
Then to be honest, something really creepy happened.
Okay.
I had this like voice in my head that, because I was freaking out, it was complete chaos.
Yeah.
I was like, this is how I'm going to die. Literally cartwheeling, have no idea of sense of up and down. Couldn't see anything.
Are you in pain as well at this point? Like
No, because you're just panic, chaos. And I had this voice, really strong voice in my head that said, Maria, just relax.
Whoa.
And then as soon as that they said relax, the avalanche went boom and stopped straight away. Stopped like from hero to zero. Like
it was goosebumps.
Yeah, it was insane. And luckily enough, my whole body was buried except for like the small area around my chin to like my nose.
Oh my God.
So I could scream and yell.
Wow.
Because the visibility was so bad.
Yeah.
And if they didn't hear me, then I couldn't have gotten out of that death trap. It was a death trap. Like,
oh my God.
And luckily, Roland and Clint, because like I know one other person that died that day, their friends wanted to go, but there were police patrolling, like ski police patrolling, and they didn't let them go and dig their friend out because the conditions were just too unpredictable.
Yeah.
And my friends, they just heard me. They were like, oh my God, watch the avalanche go. And they were like, where's Maria?
Yeah.
And they heard me screaming, echoing up the gully. So they didn't even think twice. They just rode down the Avi debris and followed the voice. But then, yeah, after that, it took the emergency people a long time to find us. They had our location. They had they had transceivers and everything, but they were too nervous because it was such a dangerous day to come down and they couldn't see anything.
Yeah, yeah.
So it did take a while. And imagine, and like the doctor, the first person to arrive, except for Clint and Roland, was a doctor, a female ski doctor, a mountaineering woman. She was so cool. I was like, of course the universe would send me this like badass mountain doctor.
Superhero.
She was like, hello, I am here. And I was like, oh my God. She was like, I have ketamine. Sorry, I will put you out now. And I was like, what? and then she gave me this like crazy dose of ketamine. And I had just thought that I was going to die. And then I actually went into this K-hole that dude, did I tell you about this?
No.
Oh my God. People do this. Like, I don't know how people like go into K-holes at parties and shit. Like, because imagine, like, I was like,
I'm sure we can find someone who'll tell you.
yeah, probably. But it was like chaos, being swept off my feet, like these terrible feelings of I'm going to die now, and then being like, oh, my friends are here. And then being like, my leg is completely fucked. I knew straight away. And it was funny because like I was really impressed by how calm I was. The two guys, like Roland and Clint, were like freaking out. They were like, what the hell? There's going to be something coming. And they were like, you're not good. You're like, what? Your leg? And I was like, get your poles out. You need to like put like, what is it called?
Like a
splint. You need to splint up my legs with your the poles of your shovels, because
had they dug you out as well?
They dug me out.
Okay.
And I remember like, this is how hard the snow is. My right back arm was kind of around me. Like, you know, when you get police handcuff you, it was like that, but like high.
Okay.
And quite close to the snow surface. And the guys dug me all of my body out except for that arm. And they thought that, you know, because it was so close to the surface, I could just pull myself out. And I was like, guys, no, because the snow just like, you know, I've experienced this before, unfortunately, but the snow, as soon as it stops from an avalanche, it's like concrete.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even like move my arm.
Yeah.
You know, they had to dig my arm out. It was crazy. And then, because I was like, I don't want us here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want us in the middle of this gully. There's going to be more avalanches coming. Get me the hell out of here, at least onto the top of the ridge of the gully.
Yeah.
And so they were like, yep, okay. They splintered up my leg, and it was like, whoa, it was difficult for two men to carry me just like 10 meters in the snow up to their chest. Oh, it was difficult.
I bet.
It was so difficult. That was like also a thing. Like, because I've done a lot of training digging people out and digging transceivers out in avalanche training, but moving someone, like...
And moving someone who's injured as well, because they splintered your leg. Is that how you say it? Splintered?
Yes, splintered.
They put a splint on your leg because you could feel that there was something very wrong with
my
your
leg
leg
was
at that
snapped
point.
in 3 places. It was not good.
So you're just been dug out. You can barely move, and then they need to carry you 10 meters.
Yes.
To get you out of this
6 meters even.
Direct kind of danger.
Death trap. Yeah. Gully avalanche death trap.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so when they finally did that, we were like, okay, let's get rescue in here. Rescue was amazing, by the way.
But again, the rescue couldn't find you for ages because of the conditions.
Yes, and when they finally could find me, it took them ages because they had to like pull me out with the people. It was crazy. But anyway, like waiting for the doctor to come, I was really impressed with the body and how it uses, you know, you've got these adrenal glands that are attached to the top of your kidneys, I think. That's where the adrenal glands are.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's the liver. But no, I think it might be on top of the kidneys. And I'd never really experienced adrenaline properly working to give you like to
keep you alive
as a coping mechanism. Yeah. And once that started wearing off, it was like, wow, I'm like wearing off from this like massive adrenaline pump. And that was really interesting to observe. And I feel like I was just so logical about the whole accident and so like analytical because I was sitting there, this doctor was there, and I was like, whoa, like I'm shaking so much, like uncontrollably shaking.
Yeah.
Because my body's like, I don't know. And then the doctor comes and she's like, I have ketamine. I will need to put you out and we need to move you. And I was like, what? And then she like hooked it up directly to my fucking veins. And dude, I turned in, I got, apparently it's a thing. You like experience all the layers of reality.
Whoa. Like
as in like 2D paper, like pieces of paper. Imagine you're like in a room and the walls are all like, you're in a stack of papers. Whoa. And each one of those infinite tall wall of papers, and they're all the different realities. That's where I went.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then I just woke up like halfway up the mountain and everyone was laughing at me because they were like, you are hilarious. I don't know what I was saying. But I was just so stoked to be out of there and alive. I was just like in the best mood.
Really?
Yeah. The doctors were like, you're awesome. And I was like, thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you to be here and to be taking me out of here. And they're like, okay, it's my job. I was like, I know, but it's I appreciate you so much. And the surgeons did such a good job on my leg too.
Yeah.
And even before, like when I got rolled into surgery, they were like, okay, everyone was in there and they were like, we're going to put the anesthesia in you now. And I was like, oh, just before you do that. And everyone kind of like looked at me. And I was like, I just want to say thank you for all your amazing work. Gave this big speech about how amazing, incredible everyone is. And I was like, you guys are just incredible. I can't believe you guys do this for a job. And I'm just grateful to be here with you guys. And everyone was like, yeah, okay. Like so German, like uncomfortable. It was hilarious. They did such a good job on my leg.
Yeah. So it was broken in 3 places.
Yeah.
So then what was the course of action from there?
All right. So I stayed, dude, as soon as I had surgery, like I literally got in there. They were like trying to get my boot off. I was like, please cut that shit off. My leg is broken in 3 places. Like at this point, I understood that like they didn't know what was wrong with my leg. And I knew there was something really wrong with my leg. So they did amazing surgery on me. The next morning coming out of surgery, they made me stand up and put complete body weight on. Yeah, I can't believe they did that because I didn't do that for the next like 4 months after that. And I was like, that was wild that they made me do that.
Why did they make you do that?
I don't know. But just to maybe show me that it is possible.
Okay.
And because I was on lots of drugs at the time too. So I stayed in Meyerhofen for a couple weeks and then I moved to Helsinki because I have a house there that's kind of like a bunch of millennials and some of the New Cycle crew that I established this company with or helped establish this company with. We all kind of ad hoc rent a house and then there's some permanent people that live in the house as well.
Okay,
It's a big house in Helsinki and there's an osteo that lives there and the osteo is getting trained by a very amazing global trauma person. So I had access to that and they had access to cold plunge inside the building.
Yeah.
We have an indoor pool and a sauna.
Wow.
It was just the best place for me to be. But I didn't stop really. I was only there for 3 weeks and then I went to Japan for a shoot with Thule and then I went to Indonesia. And then after Indonesia, I started the filming for the funding campaign and organizing the funding campaign. And then New Cycle pretty much did this job for Helsinki Design Week where we launched some of New Cycle's new business development, materials development ideas for Helsinki Design Week. So we installed a birch moss forest inside Helsinki Design Week. So I was like, Brazil, Helsinki, back to Brazil, back to Helsinki for business development meetings. It was like one of the most busiest years ever, and I did it all on crutches.
Oh my God.
It was pretty crazy.
Yeah. And how was it how did you get treatment?
There was nothing much else for someone else to do. I was doing my own like lymph node massage and just training, like really long squats. I got up to 17 minutes for a squat.
Oh, wow.
Because that's the only training I could do, like bicycle and squats.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
so they didn't pin your leg, or did they pin it? And
they did not pin it. They just basically there's like a metal rod that goes down the entire leg through the bone, and then it's just kind of screwed together the ankle and the knee.
Okay, and that's just going to stay in there.
I guess I have a meeting with the trauma specialist when I get back. I saw them 4 different times for X-rays, and they were like, oh, those Austrians are good. It's like, yes, I know. They are very good. And you can tell because I'm snowboarding and I feel great.
Yeah, so you were saying earlier on in the podcast, you're saying that you were a little bit nervous, was it? Like getting back into it? Tell us about that.
Yeah, I was a little bit nervous just because, I had all these goals throughout the year of, I'm going to go surfing by this month and I'm going to walk myself on and off a plane by this month, which didn't happen. The doctor said it would take a long time to heal. Yeah. But it would heal really strong. And I just had to go through that process.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so I was a little bit weary, but it was feeling so good. And it feels good and it was healing quickly, but not quickly. And for example, I did my first jump squats on the beach in Brazil and then couldn't walk for 2 days after.
Oh, really?
So it was like, what's that level of pushing it? And now it's fantastic. And I'm
awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, tell us about your first day snowboarding again.
Oh my gosh. Okay. First day snowboarding was Mayhofen, Austria got hit with storms all through December.
Mm-hmm.
So my first day was a epic pow day. And like it was one of those days where it was high AVI danger. So there was no pressure to do anything, just ride lifts.
Mm-hmm.
And even like baby tour and stuff was just, I haven't ridden baby tour like that in a very long time. And I would be kind to myself. I'd snowboard maybe 3 hours a day. But my first day was like I went riding for 3 hours and I was like, I'm just going to leave it early. So be kind to myself, be kind to my leg. And I got back to my little studio apartment and I like had to aggressively dance for 5 minutes because I was so like I had all this like hyped. I was so stoked. I was like, oh my God, it's running through my veins. I've got to get it out. And I was just like stomping around. I was so happy, man. Like
that's so cool.
Oh man. And just so blessed. Like I've always shared apartments over the winter.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have my own little studio apartment. First time in my life. What the hell?
What?
I know. And it's just been such a blessing. I like go to bed giggling every night.
Oh, that's
like,
so cool.
Life is so awesome.
That's
literally
awesome.
Go to bed giggling.
Oh, that's so
With
nice.
a cup of tea and
perfect.
Yeah.
So it's a good winter so far.
I would confidently say it's been the best winter of my life.
What?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I've got a question for you. Do you still consider yourself to be a seasonaire?
100%.
I love that. Some people come on and they're like, oh, I'm not sure I'm a seasonaire. Or like I've been out interviewing people before and they seem to be a bit put off by the word seasonaire. But you're like, nah, fuck yeah, I'm a seasonaire.
Yeah. I'm a seasonaire.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm a seasonaire too. But I live here year round, but I have a seasonal job.
Yes. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I think I'm one step more deeper into the seasonaire than you because I am here seasonally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
So going back to the Avalanche.
That takes me back to the Let Go series.
Right, yeah.
Yes, so we're going to have minimum 4 episodes and each episode will be going into avalanche safety and mountain safety.
When did the idea for the Let Go series come to you?
Yeah, so the Let Go series, I've kind of always wanted to just start putting stuff on YouTube because I do so much anyway, and I'm like, I might as well just be putting it on there. And like, I had this one, I took it off public. I had this one public video, and it's such clickbait. It was me in a avalanche 12 years ago for the the Bec de Ross, and it has like, I don't know, it was close to well over 1 million views, and I was like, dude, if I had X amount of subscribers, I could be getting paid for this, you know?
Yeah, of course.
So anyway, I've always...
Just to go back on that. So that was an avalanche during the Freeride World Tour, wasn't it?
Yes, it was an avalanche during the Bec de Ross, which is the grand finale of the Freeride World Tour. It was years and years and years and years ago. It was dodgy conditions, and we said that in the team meeting, but I wasn't worried because I knew I was dropping last, so I knew that I would be fine. And of course, it wasn't fine, and yeah. But it was like under very safe conditions. I had helis and guides all around me, and it was okay.
We went into that in the previous episode as well in quite great detail.
Yes, but Let Go. Yes. So, so I just want to show how it is to be in the mountains, play in the mountains safely as a snowboarder, and what happens with that, and just like invite people just to come and be like, this first episode is about scoping. We've been scoping for 1.5 months now, and we have like 5 zones. None of those zones I actually show, even though I show shots of like zones that I've scoped and that I've ridden, but none of the actual zones that we're going into. Okay. And I met Tom. I know Tom for ages. He's like OG mountain guide shredder. He knows. He's like, like I said, he's OG. And one night a couple years ago, after drinking some beers, he was like, yeah, I know all these zones. I'm like, yeah, I know. You must know a lot of places. And he was like, I can take you there. And I was like, don't tell me that because I will take you up on that offer. And he was like, but you can't tell anyone about where to go. And I was like, that's perfect. Yeah. I don't want to tell anyone where these places are either. Let's be magically, mystically mysterious and just show them but not tell anyone where it is. And he was like, okay, if you want to do that, then I shall do that. So yeah, this first episode is like a quick, just an intro to the series, showing basically touching on the Avalanche website that I use, and how just a quick kind of gloss over that, because we're going to go into it in more detail in the second episode.
So into like the safety or like the steps before you go out riding these sorts of zones.
Exactly, because we have some of like the brand new Peeps transceivers coming out where you can like pretty much pack them along with all of your digital equipment or electronic equipment, radios, etc. You can like, and it doesn't interfere with the signal.
Yeah.
So we're going to do some like real actual digging for transceivers and show that kind of process and show the tools as well. But yeah, this first episode is just like, hey, this is what it's about. This is us scoping. Basically, yeah, we've just been scoping and hiking and doing cheeky lines in between. And then I went to Safaus and rode with the chill slabber, Mary Lugan.
Yeah.
And yeah.
She was in Surreal with you, right?
She is. She is in Surreal and she's amazing. She's an absolute legend.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So how many, do you know how many there are going to be in the series?
Yeah, minimum 4.
Okay, cool. And roughly how long are they?
They're like 5 minutes, 6 minutes each.
Nice.
Which is long.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think that's a good length.
People don't want to watch something that's 5 minutes long.
I don't know. I think people will watch 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They listen to these episodes that I keep putting out. So people who want to watch it, they've got the attention span, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but podcast is like different. Podcast is like it's such a nice thing to put on when you're like chopping, cooking or driving.
Background noise, yeah.
I don't know. It's like, do people want to watch things in the mountains? I don't know, but I
think
don't
people
care.
will.
I just want to do it, so I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And you mentioned earlier you had to get over the cringe factor.
Yes.
It is a thing. It is a thing.
Yes.
How have you managed that?
By letting go of any expectations and being like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I love doing it, so I love being in the mountains.
Exactly.
And I want to share something a little bit more real and raw rather than just like showing glossy snowboarding free ride lines.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, that's,
see how it goes.
I think it's brilliant idea. I think 5 minutes is a great length of time, actually.
Yeah, we'll see.
But with the cringe factor, I had the Austrian Kiwi on the podcast, and we were talking about that as well, how when he first started his videos and his little skits, he looked back at them and was kind of cringing. And the same with me with my earlier podcast. So yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Transparency.
Yeah.
Just like whatever.
Just own it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's next. When do you think the first one will be coming out?
It was supposed to come out today.
Okay.
The end. Soon.
It should be out by the time this podcast comes out, it'll be out.
Yes. Well,
right?
I'm going to say Monday.
Okay, then definitely.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, but if anything, if you guys are interested, just subscribe. And then no one has to see that you're a subscriber to the Let Go on my YouTube channel, Maria Kuzma. And you don't even have to watch them. But if you subscribe, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Because that's, that helps.
For sure. It definitely helps. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll put a link somewhere. We'll link it.
Thank you.
Awesome.
You.
So who's supporting this? Is Tule supporting it?
Tule supporting it, GoPro supporting it, Battalion supporting it, Protest Outerwear is supporting it, and Anon Optics is all of them are supporting it. And my idea is to just kind of work hard on seeing the ins and outs of getting it done this season because, dude, I've looked at all the zones with Tom the guide and I'm like, this is 5 years worth of stuff that we could be doing. And I just want to be in the mountains for the next 5 years. After my accident, I'm like, I just want to be snowboarding.
Yeah. Awesome.
I don't want to, I just want to go snowboarding.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So and then we'll make a little trailer out of it at the end and use that to hopefully create more support for the oncoming years.
Amazing. Maria, thank you so much for coming back on the show.
Thank you.
It has been awesome to have a catch up.
Yay.
Looking forward to the stuff you're doing in the future. Very much so looking forward to Let Go.
Thank
Can't
you.
wait. I can't wait, honestly.
And good work on that Seasonaire's podcast. I love it. I'm proud of you.
Well, thank you for always supporting it, and thank you for coming back on. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
She is amazing. Not only did that give me goosebumps as we were chatting about her experience, it also gave me goosebumps again when I was making the edit. Thanks again to the incredible Maria Kuzma for coming back on the show today. As always, thanks to Mike at Mike's Sports Bar for the studio space. Thanks to sponsors Dope Snow. Thanks to Mondo Wave for the music. And thanks to you guys for tuning in. See you all again next time.
I am very comfortable. I do not need a pillow. And I'm actually grateful that I'm not pissed this time.
Ah, yes.
Because that was like, I remember, oh man, I think it was a bottle of wine.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
And we were both drinking.
Yes. Dude, what the hell? Times have changed.
Yeah,
what?
That was so funny.
And I remember waking up the next morning being like, I can't remember what I said.
Oh, really?
And I'm worried.
Oh, you didn't say that to me at the time.
Yeah.